It's your girl Drama Queen coming to you with another reaction video for season 7. Whew, 60 days in for episode 3, which came on tonight on September the 1st. Whew, y'all, I'm stressed. That episode wore me out. Like, I need a nap. Like, that was a lot. So let's go ahead and dive into it because there's a lot. I usually would separate or divide this video up, but we're doing a live chat, so I wanted to keep this video all in one. So let's just dive into it. The first person that I want to talk about is my boy that I did not address last week, my boy Tim. My boy Tim, baby. Tim, you are swagged out. I love your swag. It's like you have this swag and this energy, and you don't have to go into a room and announce that I'm swagged out and I have this energy. It's just there. It's apparent. And I love that. Um, one of the things that I found interesting is that Tim said that the phones and the kiosks weren't being sanitized, but yet this show showed it being sanitized. So were they showing the other areas that weren't the quarantine areas that were being sanitized, or was the quarantine area really not sanitized? I'm interested to know that. I'm also interested to know how many um if they just had one quarantine pod for the men and one quarantine pod for the women. So interested to know a little bit about that. Okay, Tim, let me just tell you, you stress me out. You really stress me out. Let me tell you why you stress me out. First of all, you don't trust nobody in jail. Especially with your number that you get when you get in. That number, for those that are not familiar, that number is what you use to make phone calls, purchase your commissary. And he saw this guy in intake, and he's asking him, and the dude can go in there and it's like, oh yeah, you got $100 on your books, you good. Whoa, 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 whoa. At that point, I was like, how long is he gonna make it? Because like, I went in there, like, I had a certain trust level for my roommate because we lived in the same space and we shared the same space for 21 to 23 hours a day, depending on the day and the CO. But she never knew my number. Matter of fact, she told me my first day, memorize that number, ball up the number that they give you, and flush it down the stool, because that is one of the things that causes the most issues, is that number. If somebody gets a hold of that number, they can do a lot of stuff. So you really stressed me out when you did that. I was like, what the hell? I mean, things are different than they were 21 years ago, Tim. So I know you said that, but I'm telling you, don't be so trustworthy. Oh, you stress me out. Oh my god. Now, here's the funny part. Production ain't right because Tim was a little gassy, and they wanted you to know that it was Tim and not Tim's roommate. And I was like, they know they ain't right. Now, I was a little gassy when I was in there too. It's some videos, like some of the extra footage that they have, and I'm like, is that somebody booting? And I know that Tiffany and I both was gassy, so I couldn't tell who was gassy on the video. But they notated. They was like, we want the world to know that Tim is a gassy assy. I was cracking up. I'm like, wow. But the food will do that to you. And you do get real intimate with your roommate, because it became a thing. Like, we was laughing. Like, I remember a couple times I be like, for real, Tiffany, you just gonna fart like that. And she like, what, girl, better out than in. Or I was to do something, she'd be like, you woke me up with your I mean, you get so intimate with your roommate. So I would have seen maybe Tim asking his roommate, not some dude that he just saw in intake, how to use the kiosk. That's still, I'm still flabbergasted by that, because even if you don't know that, I would hope that y'all watch the season 7 participants watch past seasons and know what to expect, because That's just a no-no. Stress me out. Stress me out. Okay, so then you stress me out again. Like, I don't know who stressed me out the most. I think you may have. You stressed me out because you're saying your blood pressure, you feel like your blood pressure's up. You're asking, is my face red? Is my face red? But then you still standing up. I kept saying, sit down, because the last thing that I wanted to do, Tim, was see you pass out and fall and hit your head on that hard floor. So you stressed me out. People, if you ever feeling like, you know, my blood pressure's up, something's not right, I'm feeling lightheaded, do me a favor. Sit your ass down. Sit down. Sit down. And he was stressing me out. And I'm like, oh my God, we are about to see, we about to see him pass out. I just, I, it was a lot going on. You was stressing me out. You looked the part. You looked the part. So I really wish that you could have made it longer. Now, this is something that kind of pissed me off. And I was like, hold up, swallow up. So you're saying that you think your blood pressure is high. This is what you're telling your roommate. I'm just talking about logic. Um, you're saying you feel like your blood pressure's up. You're saying that you need medical. But then the production team comes in and asks you if you want to do an interview, and you say yeah. Of course, I know why you gave the signal, but I got questions. Like, did you ever go to medical? Did they ever test you, check you out, or did you just go to production, tell them that you wanted to leave, and you left? Because it looks kind of odd that you didn't go to medical, you went to production, and then you leave. I was a little confused. I didn't understand it. I just kept saying, make it make sense. Make it make sense to me. Now, here was something that I could really, really identify with him when he got that water, honey. Let me tell you, I hadn't had anything to eat or drink. Well, I had something to drink, but I hadn't had any food in 3 days. And production snuck me some food in there, some drinks. Oh my God. I asked them, I was like, please, y'all, please do not put this on there. Because I'm telling y'all, I was eating. Yeah, that was my first time. I've said this in a couple videos. That's my first time having a Snicker. And baby, when I had that Snicker up in there, up in the little holding area where we was doing a little video, baby, let me tell you, I ordered Snickers every single week for commissary because I just kept thinking about the video, like the commercial where your mood changes and you're not hungry anymore. So I understand where it just felt like heaven. I think they brought me like some potato chips, like I think an orange, um Snicker water. I mean, they brought a variety of things because, they didn't know what I wanted. I wanted all of it. And so I ate it all. And it was like, when I went back to the cell, I felt like, I didn't tap out, excuse me, at that point. So I just was like, we got to figure out something about this food. We got to get this figured out because I can't continue to go like this. But when I went back in, I remember feeling like a completely new person because I felt hydrated. I felt like I had food. I felt like, okay, I can do this. So I definitely get how he was feeling. Um, when they asked if it was blood pressure or panic attack, he said it's both. I think isolation is getting to them all. I think that a lot of people, when my family, when we did Family Feud and we practiced and we were doing things and we were watching the different, episodes, it's like, dude, why would you say that? Why would you do that? Oh my God. But until you're in the actual situation, you really don't know what you would do or how you would handle it. Isolation could be a lot. For me, I was in transition. I knew that once I got out of the jail that I was moving to another state. So I used that time when I was, on 23 and 1 to just really gather my thoughts and think. And I miss holidays, and so I was able to write poetry for my mother and my sister for your Mother's Day, and just write and think, and it was a good time for me, because in the real world I don't have time to sit down. I'm going a million miles a minute, but a lot of people can't handle that, and people get judgmental. So I think that yeah, you don't know how you would react. And I think he was genuinely scared. I remember that feeling. I remember when my heart palpitations would wake me up out of my sleep, and I was scared as hell. I remember when my feet were swollen, and the inmates, not the doctors, not the medical staff, told me that I had heart issues. I had no idea, and I had all of that. I'm glad that they're showing the real reason he left, and not an edited reason like they did for me, because they didn't show the real reason I left. I left because my health continued to get worse, and it was a point where the medical staff and team lied to me when I confronted them about not acknowledging me requesting medical attention. And at that point I was like, if you'll lie about that, I can't trust you. I gotta get out of here. And so I had to get to stepping. So, 59 years old, you took a risk. You showed what it's like to be older when you go to jail, or what you ate, how it is when you age in the criminal justice system. You brought light to something, and now it's time for you to go be with your beautiful wife and grandson. So now we have Tim that has decided for his health to leave, and we have Lynn who has decided to leave for her, I'm going to say, her mental health. So let's go ahead and dive, since I brought up Lynn, let's go ahead and dive into Lynn. You are not weak, girlfriend. You're very, very, very strong. And I shedded a few tears when you left your roommate, because I remember that feeling. I remember when I left Tiffany, and I was just like, I was worried about her. I was like, okay, she's supposed to get out in so many days. She had a countdown on the wall of when she was going to get out. And so I just was worried about her. I was thinking about the people that, they didn't show that I fed a lot of people in Etowah County Detention Center. I fed a lot of people. My roommate Tiffany and I got into it a lot because she felt like I was too nice and people were taking advantage. But I mean, I was there to bless other people, and I know they didn't have, and so I wanted to provide. And I was thinking, well, how are they going to get this? I'm going to leave some stuff here. I hope Tiffany, gives it to them. It just was a lot of stuff going through my mind, and so I definitely could relate. And I just felt that emotion is bittersweet, because you do genuinely grow close to your roommate. And Lynn, you said something that you feel like you are a letdown. You're not a letdown. You have no idea how many people that you have inspired by even trying to go in here and bring light to this, and choosing your sobriety, and choosing you over fame, perceived fame, social media notoriety, like another person we'll talk about in a little bit. I like when Christian said, you have an appointment outside of this door. It just people don't understand. It just it's very emotional when you leave your roommate. I really did cry when you left. It brought out so many emotions. Who thought that I would be capable? My roommate had been in and out of the penal system and criminal justice system for 25 years. Who would have ever thought that I was capable of, like, really loving a convict and an inmate, and caring for, her well-being. So, it just it was crazy. I did get a little upset, not at you, Lynn, but I got a little upset at the sheriff, because he said he thought that this would have been a time for you to redeem yourself. And Sheriff Reginald, I'm going to tell you, she did redeem herself. Not necessarily for your mission, but for a mission that so many people struggle with every day. So it did make my skin crawl, but I get it because at the end of the day, when they select participants, they may know a couple people or one or two people may not make it, but at the end of the day, they're bringing in people to complete the whole program. So I was a little like, so I remember the feeling of walking out of jail and I had to walk across the railroad tracks. You feel like, I remember she just kept like, okay, am I here? And it's it's crazy. I remember the hotel that I stayed in. And I remember my father came to visit this summer and there was some branding on the glass and I remember staring at the glass and I was like, this is the same hotel brand that I stayed in. I'm thinking to myself when I got out. And so I'm glad that they did show your experience when you decided to leave for your mental health because they didn't show mine. So I'm glad. I'm hoping that the production company and the network are learning and listening to my video. Well, I know they're listening to a lot of my videos, but it looks like they are making some changes. I'm glad that they showed you, you know, leaving and what you did in the phone call. I'm glad that they showed that your own mental health, Lynn, is top priority. When you said that's isolation and not quarantine, yeah. And you said something else, Lynn, like the sheriff will have hell raisers when they get in general pop. Yeah. Carrie, your daughter, I know she's proud of you. I know she's proud of you, sweetheart. I just, you hold a very special place in my heart, Lynn. I want you to know that. I think that one of the things she said is she holds the sobriety like a premature baby. You just provided a visual for me, and I'm like, that really let me know how important your sobriety is to you. And so, Lynn, you make the hair on my arm raise up. I'm so proud of you. All right, let's talk about Darius. Oh my God. I don't even know where to start with the Pew Police from the last episode. But I will say this. I'll start here. Honey, Catherine and that little handsome baby boy had me talking to the TV. I was like, yes, sir, baby. Yeah. Hey, you little baby. Yes, you had me talking to the TV. Now, that I got that out of the way. Why in the hell, Darius? I want to wring your neck right now. I just want to tell you, I want to lay hands on you, and I'm not even a violent person. Like, I really want to like put my hands around your neck. Well, I did when I was watching you. Why in the hell would you discuss a participant over the phone when you know that all phone calls are monitored? Now, to my knowledge, everybody don't know, all the staff don't know that 60 Days In is in there filming. So why would in the hell did you tell your girl that you that this another participant or you didn't met? I can't remember the exact thing that you said because I was so pissed off. I think I blacked out for a minute and I stopped taking notes. I was just like, what the? There he is. Why you do that? Why you do that? That could have put the entire program in jeopardy. People think me saying that I was like, I shut all of this down. Production knew why I said that. I was supposed to be taken out that day and giving my plans on when the hell I was going to get out so I can get to the doctor. But don't. You said the word participant. You said the word participant on the phone that is monitored by jail personnel that probably didn't know the 60 Days In was taping. Whew. And what you got against cheese, Darius? What you got against cheese? Like, You done lost some cool points with me. Like you was like at the top of the cool points, but now you just losing points every week. Like you done lost like 3 points. What you got against cheese? You like lactose intolerant or something? Yeah, if you are, I'll give you your points back. But that was funny. Um, I know that you do want to feel like you have somebody in there had your back. I get it. Because I remember when Ashley came up to me when we were, because we knew each other. We were in training together. I remember I was at the kiosk trying to order commissary, and Ashley walked up to me and she's like, "Hey, do you need help? Do you want me to show you how to do this?" And it's like we were able to kind of talk a little bit. And I know that that was something that you guys lacked because you didn't know, the other participants that were going in. So I definitely get you do want someone to know that you got their back. But it was risky, but I get it. I get it. Okay, let's talk about Sheriff Reginald right quick. His facial expressions crack me up. He had this what the WTF look, like what? His facial expressions are just key. People talk about me and my facial expressions. He got me beat. I thought it was a good idea for him to pull Rose out and see where she was mentally. Um, I thought that was a good idea. Um, I thought it also was a good idea once you spoke to Rose, once Sheriff Reginald spoke to Rose, to switch it from 23-1 to 21-3, because I think that helped with the mental aspect of it. And I think it also helped that as soon as he was made aware that there were people there that were over the 14-day quarantine, as long as, well, I'm not gonna say as long as, what we heard, as long as 30 days, he went into action. I like that. I like that. But if you're doing the 21-3, that's gonna require a little bit more cleaning, and I was wondering, is that something that can be handled in the quarantine pod? Um Sheriff Reginald throws shade. He's shady. He's shady. Different participants will say stuff, and his phrase, Sheriff Reginald's phrase is, "We'll see, we'll see, we'll see." Like, okay. Okay. So we have three more people to talk about. We have Rose, we have Carlos, and we have Chase. Let's go ahead and deal with Rose first. Now, the thing I want to say about Rose is, why is it always so loud in the women's pod? Jesus Christ. Whew, Rose, we have too much in common. I remember my first seizure. Not my first seizure, me per se, but the person that was in the pod that had a seizure scared the hell out of me, because that person did have a roommate, and that person was on the top bunk, which anybody that has a seizure is not supposed to be allowed on the top bunk. She fell. It appeared when I looked outside that it was taking the staff a long time to get there. And it seems like it took the COs a long time to get there too. And I feel like, and maybe I'm wrong, I feel like they purposely took their time. And then my thing was, why in the hell did the officer come in and address the inmates and not the chick that was having the seizure? Now I know that she was waiting on medical, and I also know that it could be a setup for, maybe somebody's acting like they're having a seizure, and then it could be a setup and all of that. But I think if they know the room number, they should have medical file and the records to know that that person has a history of seizures. So I just found it odd that the CO was talking, and I felt like chastising the inmates when she could have went in there while they were waiting on the medical team. She could have went in there and made sure that this young lady wasn't hitting her head since she didn't have a roommate. So that really did piss me off. There was no urgency. So I like the fact that the lady that had the seizure gave Rose soup. She was crying out. She wanted somebody. She wanted a roommate. So I think it's going to be interesting, because I feel like, and maybe I'm wrong because I don't know how lenient that jail was with letting you switch in your roommates and stuff. But something tells me that Rose and that young lady may become roommates. She was crying out for help. Nothing in jail is free. So just as I paid for Angel. Nothing in jail is free. Angel gave me a lot of free stuff. Angel helped me get commissary sent in from a whole nother state where they had gluten-free commissary. Nothing in jail is free. And so Rose's payback was listening to her, talking to her, and encouraging her. Um, I just feel authentic vibes from Rose. I feel good energy from her. So I hope that I continue to feel that way about her throughout the season. But I like Rose. I like Rose. All right, let's move to one of this season's most controversial participants, Mr. Carlos. I don't really have a whole lot to say about Carlos. Um, I think the pill mission can be dangerous for several reasons. Again, let me say this. I think that it would be good if this is production, and I have notes for the production team, A&E, because, I got a little experience now. I think it would be good to maybe let the audience know, maybe upon their entrance, the participants' entrance, or even write it when under their name what their mission is. So I don't know if Carl's mission, it could have been drugs and contraband. I don't know, because as an audience member, we aren't privy to that. I think that's something that the production can be better at. The other thing that I want to say for production too is it would be good, and I know that it would leave less room for creative editing, and I think the audience wants less creative editing. They want to know the real raw and see, real time what's going on. It's put how many days the participants have been there, so the audience can get an idea. Okay, they're on their 13th day, or this person's on their third day, so they can get an idea where your mind frame is. So I say all that to say pill mission can be dangerous, and I felt a little bit of way about it, but I don't know what his mission was. Pills were always swapped out all the time. The reason why I felt some type of way about it is because the guy Davion Davion was a little cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. No disrespect. It is what it is. I love his energy. He seems like a genuine nice person, but I think he needed those pills, and I think you get into a very dangerous spot when you have people that really need medicine and they're swapping it out because they're hungry. But I get it, because there are a lot of hungry people in there. There are people that don't get commissary. I remember one of the girls, Nina, she was pregnant. She didn't have commissary for a couple weeks, and so I would give her stuff, popcorn, things that I knew that she enjoyed, things that I thought that could get her full. I wasn't giving her a whole lot because I wasn't no sucker, but I was trying to be helpful. So, it can get kind of dangerous. So, um, people tried to swap me for my Benadryl. I'm like, dude, this is an allergy medicine. But what does Benadryl make you do? Sleepy. No, it wasn't Benadryl. I'm sorry. It was allergy medicine. It was like Claritin or something. I can't remember what it was. Um, Carlos, you a fool. You got a little too excited when you spoke about the pills. You're like, lots of pills. I was like, Carlos is so animated. But his roommate was right. His roommate was like, but it touches their mouth, and that was the thing I thought about too. Like we talking about COVID. And, I know with us, when you took, I got my pills because they weren't like major pills. But like if you had those major pills, they would usually put like a pill, like a little pill cup and have water in there and put the pill in there so it would dissolve and you would take it. So that would help reduce that situation. But I was thinking COVID, like, oh, I hope I hope Carlos ain't about to take these pills because all I'm thinking is COVID. And now, well, I think when I heard the date, it was like May something. So it's probably May of 2021. So there was no monkeypox. But watching it, all I was thinking was COVID and monkeypox. Um, let's see. I fell in love with your dog, Carlos. I did. I fell in love with your dog. Um, and you didn't piss the sheriff off. So I can't wait to see what happened with you and the sheriff because that reminds me of Dennis and the chief. And so I cannot wait to finish watching to see what you did, Carlos. What did you do? Carlos ain't Carlos ain't playing. He said, listen, in real life, I ain't taking no, and in these jails, I ain't taking no. So, all right. Now I would like to take a moment of silence for the person of the season that I believe is just a fraud. Let's have a moment of silence for Chase. Whew. You know how you just meet people or you see people and you watch them. And I know it's hard to do on reality TV because a lot of the times, a lot of that stuff is scripted and you don't know what's real, what's not. I just don't like him. I don't. I don't like him. I don't like his energy. He seems like a jokester. He seems like he's there for all the wrong reasons. I feel like Chase, because you're probably gonna watch this video and you're probably gonna make a TikTok about it and say something about me. And the gluten-free girl has something to say, and I don't really care. I feel like that you are there because you want to grow your social media following. You're too eager, you're too excited, and you don't seem genuine. And I can see what they say on that on the I can't think of the name of the movie. I can see through all that Maybelline. I can see through all of that. I don't feel like one ounce of you is genuine. I mean, even from the faces that you make. Like, I feel like, you're like, okay, I'm going to be mad. I'm going to be sad. I want to laugh. Like, what are you trying to do? Like, you try too hard. Try too hard, Chase. And I don't think you're going to make it past maybe one more episode. I'm going to give you two more episodes. I just, I don't know. Chase reminds me of a failed actor who turned into a sales rep and was trying to use those same acting capabilities that really weren't honed and yeah. He reminds me of a failed actor who turned into a car sales rep. I think the Chase is good for TV, but I think he's horrible for the program. He said influencer. I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. You know what? I think I might do a special video just for Chase, and I want to check out some of his content. I've checked out some. I see he has some interesting things going on in his real life. I think that he could have been good for the program if he just wasn't so into himself. I think that he could have took his story about ODing and really used it as passion for the program, but he didn't. You got a cute baby though, Chase. I like to have the good in the bad. So cute baby. I didn't believe you when you said you wanted to reduce recidivism. There is a part in my movie that I wrote where there's a character that asks, do you know what she asked someone in the family, do you know what recidivism is? And like, I know what recidivism is. Like she couldn't even pronounce it. Like You can't even pronounce it. Not you, Chase, but my character that I wrote. You can't even pronounce it, so clearly you don't know what it is. It sounded good, and I felt like you was like, let me look up a big word to say and make people feel like I'm here to do something. You said, Chase, you said I can do 60 days standing on my penis. You are such a cocky bastard. I don't think I've said that. And you are part of the 60 Days in family, unfortunately. But guess what? Sometimes you got to get in your family shit. You're a cocky bastard. Why is everything so funny to you, too? People like that scare me. Everything. Your dog died. It's raining outside. We're having spaghetti today. Hey, I don't get it. I feel like you were at a film and they said action and you just went into actress mode, actor mode. Lucky Chucky. Lucky Chucky, let's see how lucky you are with this season 7 of 60 Days In. Hopefully, Lucky Chucky, you get your personal business handled sooner than later, so you really won't have to go into a real jail facility and not be able to tap out. So, yeah, that's Drama Queen's reaction to season 7 of 60 Days in episode 3. Make sure to tune in to hear the reaction video for next week. Stay blessed, stay safe, and I'm out. Peace.